I hope that everybody is having much bracha. I have the privilege of recording this from Yeshiva Chachmei Lublin. In this week's Parshas Beshalach, we are introduced to the food that Bnei Yisrael ate in the Midbar, the man. The Torah tells us in introducing the man, Vayomer Hashem el Moshe, Hineni mamtir lachem lechem min hashamayim, is going to rain down bread from heaven. V'yatzah ha'am v'laktu dvar yom biyomo, that the people should go out and collect every day. L'mana nasenu, to test Hayilich b'sorah siyim lo, to see if Bnei Yisrael is going to follow the Torah or not. The question is, what is the test? What about the man is a test to see if Bnei Yisrael are going to follow the Torah? Rashi explains, because the man has halachas tied to it. You're not allowed to collect it on Shabbos. We're not allowed to leave it over. And here's a case of a few mitzvos. If Bnei Yisrael can follow a few mitzvos, then we have a fighting chance to follow many mitzvos. The Sforno explains that perhaps the test is that here's a case where Bnei Yisrael doesn't have to go to work. Hashem understands that if we have to go to work, so then it's impossible to learn Torah all the time. But here's a case where we don't have to go to work. Everything is laid out in front of us. There are no challenges. So are we spending our time involved in Talmud Torah and in following mitzvos? This month is a test that when we do have to go to work, and it's not so simple, and we don't have time for Torah, is the reason because we don't have time, or is the reason because we're not so interested? So here, when everything's taken care of, is a test to see whether we're going to follow mitzvahs even in times that we do have to work. But perhaps we could suggest a third answer. The Gemara in Pesachim tells us, Kashim mizonosav shalodam kekriyas yamsuf, that it's hard for Hashem to provide food for people just as it is hard for Hashem to do kriyas yamsuf. What's going on over here? Is it hard for Hashem to provide food for people? Is it hard for Hashem to do kriyas yamsuf? And of course the answer is no. But as Rav Pinkus points out, we have to view mizonos, we have to view parnasa, we have to view Hashem providing for us. We have to view that as if it's a great miracle as kriyas yamsuf. Why wouldn't we view it like that? Because since it happens within the background of teva, of nature, we go out to work and we make money, we open up the refrigerator and there's food. Because it happens every single day and it's so common, so people might make the mistake of thinking it's not from Hashem. So the Gemara is telling us, the same way that when Bnei Yisrael crossed Kriyas Yamsuf, and they looked at what happened and there was no shadow of a doubt that there was Hashem in the world, so too it's got to be the same thing when we open up the refrigerator, when we see food, when we make parnasa. It's not that it's kash and mizonos of shaladim. It's not that it's hard for Hashem to provide mizonos for people. It's not hard for Hashem to do kriyas yamsuf. But we need to view mizonos of. We need to view food and parnasa the same way that we would have viewed kriyas yamsuf. And perhaps this is part of the message of the man as well. Because if we read the pasuk carefully, the pasuk has extra words. If the man was just about testing Bnei Yisrael to see if they follow the Torah or not, so Torah should have said, Vayomer Hashem el Moshe, Hineni mamtir lachem lechem min hashamayim, I'm going to make it rain, bread from the heaven, L'mana nasenu hayilich b'sorah siyim lo, to see if you're going to follow the Torah, to test if we're going to follow the Torah or not. But there's an extra clause there, V'yatzah ha'am v'laktu dvar yom biyomo, that the people should go and collect day in and day out. What does that have to do with anything? So perhaps it's like we're saying, because when things happen day in and day out, we lose passion, we lose interest. But the challenge of the man is that even though we're v'yatzah amv'laktu dvar yom biyomo, even though this is happening every single day, can we still see the Yad Hashem behind it? Can we still see this as miraculous, even though it might become sort of second nature or first nature, nature itself? Vayomer Hashem el Moshe, what's the test? V'yatzah amv'laktu dvar yom biyomo. Can we see Hashem even in miracles that are happening every day? And thus, can we do avodas Hashem even though it's an avodah that we might have to do every day? Hashem should not help us fall into routine, but rather, everything should be fresh. It should be like the first time. The miracles that we're experiencing, that we're blessed with, we should view that as if it's the first time and it's a huge miracle. It's like it's Kriyas Yamsuf. And in our avodah, Hashem should help invigorate us and give us the passion to be able to do every mitzvah, even the daily mitzvos, as if it was the first time. Have a great Shabbos.